This is the West Michigan Sports Show, presented by the United States Air Force. Now, here's your host, Brandon Wirth.
Hello, good people, and welcome into another episode of what has been called now your favorite new high school sports program. Brandon Wirth joining you here on News Radio WBRN. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, whether you're live with us over the airwaves or online, post-produced. We love all of our fans, no matter where you get this show, and there's many ways you can do so. You can listen on the weekends at 3:30, 96.5, 107.7 FM, or 1460. You can stream online at WBRN.com and the WBRN mobile app, as long as the Tigers aren't playing. Otherwise, they kind of do trump us sometimes. But then you also have post-produced online wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get this show. And there's plenty of avenues to watch it and also listen to it. So maybe we'll get this thing on video. Let's get some visual action maybe. We're going to need some more support, though. One thing I do want to point out, if you like this show and you are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. Tell us what you like about the show, things you want to see improved. Give me my honest feedback. I want to get you guys the best program. So give me the feedback. I'm ready for it. I can go through it and make the show better for all of our listeners. But we have a great show for you today. We're going back-to-back weeks with an interview, and that is my favorite type of way to keep these episodes going. I love bringing new people on, and certainly we have a great guest for you today. Many will know him from his days wearing a cardinal across his chest, as well as those saw him in the crimson and red in a Bulldog uniform in Engelgleben Ice Arena. Now he is playing with the big club in the NHL in San Jose for the Sharks. That's right. It's Brad Marek joining us on the show. He's back in town, and I wanted to talk to him about his journey since last time that I was able to catch up with him a couple years ago. We had him on what was called the MBSP at the time, now is Behind the Bulldogs, for those that have followed along with that show. But I really wanted to ask him about the whole idea of him going through this entire journey and mental process of really living his dream, because he is living it right now. So how he got from day one to where he is today, getting from his first time skating to now where he is in the NHL, wanted to combine that all together and learn his journey to hopefully inspire you guys to learn more about Brad, become a fan of Brad because he's an awesome dude. And also, Joe, you can get a little inspiration for your journey in sport, as well as just have another man to cheer when you're watching TV someday. Maybe you'll see him as a San Jose Shark. If you had my opinion, I want to see him in the wing wheel in red and white, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But we'll also get into the CSAA scoreboard first, and we can't do that without thanking our sponsors first. Those include Dazos Digital, real business solutions in the digital world. You can find out more at dazosdigital.com, as well as our other great supporters who include the Mecosta Osceola Career Center, as well as Moda, the Mecosta Osceola Transit Authority, Paris Auto Sales and Service of Big Rapids, Alter Care Big Rapids, Quality Car and Truck Repair, the Schuberg Insurance Agency, and our friends at Johnson's Automotive Repair. Thank you for your support of this show. We will start back on May 17th in baseball. Big Rapids had a pair against Byron Center. They fell to the Bulldogs 4-0 and 3-1, the final scores in those contests. Grant battled Lakeview in CSAA action. The Tigers sweep the Wildcats 8-3 and 13-1, that game finishing in 5 innings. Kent City against Mansalona. It's Mansalona over top of the Eagles 3-0 in that game. No report of a second score as of now. Ravenna and Newaygo went and battled it out between the Bulldogs as well as the Newaygo Lions. It's the Lions on top, 15-8 and 2-1. Your scores are non-conference action. Chip Hills and Moly Stanwood, a little mini rivalry in conference play. Same score, same result for Chip Hills. 2 wins, both by the score of 10-2. White Cloud against Tri-County. Both teams split a pair there from White Cloud. Tri-County falls in game 1, 8-6, but comes back for the win over the Indians in a 8-3 score line fashion. In girls soccer, Big Rapids beats Tri-County. That's 5-1 score there in the CSAA tournament. Grant against Reed City. It's the Tigers beating the Coyotes 4-1. Your final there from Grant. Kent City against Chippewa Hills. It would be the Eagles over the Warriors. A dramatic ending 4-3, but not as dramatic as Lakeview hosting Newaygo. The hometown Wildcats get an OT winner to take down Newaygo 2-1 in advance in the girls soccer CSAA tournament action. In softball on the diamond, a lot of games canceled and no scores reported from May 17th. Shame. tears rolling down my face in sadness for not having sport. But we'll go back and we'll see if we can get as many of those scores as we can. We go to May 18th. Beale City over Big Rapids in the finale, 11-1 in 5 innings. The Cardinals did beat Inland Lakes to advance for the right to play Beale City in that championship game. They won 7-4, but Beale City wins their home Aggie invite there in baseball action. On the Newaygo County tournament side in baseball, Fremont takes down White Cloud 4-1, but falls in the championship to Newaygo 10-5, your final score in 6 innings, as well as Grant takes down Hesperia in non-conference action, 12-2 in 6 innings, the final score in that one. Moving over now into softball, we have Big Rapids against Oak Ridge. It's a win for Oak Ridge, 5-4, your final score. Big Rapids does bounce back. They beat Canton 9-4 in 6 innings of action. Big win there for Coach Thompson and company. And as well on the diamond in Reed City, it's Reed City falling to Clare 22-2. Rough one there for the Counts as the Pioneers roll on. Ludington also beats Reed City 13-1, your final score in that one. And in the Newaygo County tournament, the lone CSAA competitor, White Cloud, getting the win over top of Hesperia 7-2, your final score there. Also have Newaygo against Grant in the M37 rivalry from a rescheduled game. Grant holds on to the win 2-1. And as well in softball action here later on, we also have those scores to report. Central Montcalm and Grayling, no score from the Central Montcalm tournament. I'll make sure to go back and double check to see if I can find that one for you guys. Macomb Dakota defeats Big Rapids in the Michigan Challenge tournament 12-6 in 6 innings. And in Reed City for the 3rd annual Crossroads tournament, Reed City beats the Orioles of Ludington 7-0, but fall in the final to the Holton Red Devils, the ever so powerful Red Devils in softball, 6-1, the final score in that championship game from Reed City. Going ahead to May 20th, the scores reported. Coleman against Central Montcalm. The Hornets win both. They win 12-2 and 3-1 respectively, as well as Grant and Montague did battle on the diamond in baseball. It's the Tigers over the Wildcats 4-3, the final score in that one. Girls soccer, Newaygo and Oak Ridge play to a 0-0 tie in that matchup, as well as in District 18 action. Midland takes down Big Rapids in a big way, 8-0, your final score in that one. Also in softball, the Farwell Eagles defeat the Chip Hills Warriors. They win 13-6 and 7-3, your final score in that one. We go to May 21st, Kent City against Grant in baseball. It's the Tigers. They win 4-0 and 2-0. Defense wins it there for Grant. Chip Hills against Lakeview. It would be Warriors over the Wildcats in both 8-1 and 13-3, your final scores there. Central Montcalm beats up on Moly Stanwood. They win 7-0 and 21-9 in 5 innings there in CSAA action, as well as Big Rapids splits a pair with Newaygo at Newaygo. They win game 1 7-1 and fall in the nightcap 6-5 there against the Lions. Ravenna and Tri-County battled in non-conference action. That one leaves as a split from Ravenna. Tri-County wins game 1 11-8 and fall in game 2 against Ravenna 5-4. Reed City against White Cloud. Reed City wins game number 1. They win 3-2 over the Indians, but fall in game number 2, 15-4 in 5 innings there against the Indians. Also in softball, Chip Hills against Lakeview. It would be the Warriors once again, 12-6 and 18-3, your final in that side of things. Big Rapids sweeps Newaygo 6-4 and 4-0. Reed City beats White Cloud in softball 7-2 and 13-5, your final scores in those there from May 21st. May 23rd, Fremont against Reed City. It would be Reed City winning in game number 2, 6-5, but falling in game number 1, 12-11 in those high-scoring affairs there this past Thursday. Chip Hills against Central Montcalm. Chip Hills wins game 2, but falls in game 1. 8-3 the score in game 1 for the Hornets win, and 2-0 for Chip Hills win. Those are the scores reported there for May 23rd. We got a lot of matchups coming up as well. I got to say, congratulations as well. Special shout out, Reed City winning the regional in track and field. It was awesome to see the results pile in. So congratulations to all of those teams that were competing in track and field for all their great performances. We got a lot of individuals that are going to be headed to the state finals, and we'll break those down here on an upcoming episode for you guys so you don't miss out on anything in the world of high school sports. We also got some great matchups that we wanted to leave you here before we go to the break, as I knock my phone over trying to pull them them up on my phone, but we've got them for you. So one to be on the lookout for this upcoming week. And there's a lot of district games in baseball and softball that'll be on deck. We'll start with May 28th. For those that don't have their calendar out, that's going to be this coming Tuesday. Newaygo will be playing against Ludington. That game's going to be at Big Rapids. The Cardinals will be playing later on against Whitehall as they moved on to the second round, virtue of a bye. Grant will play Sparta there in District 39 action. That's a 4:30 start from there. As well as on the softball side of things, Chip Hill's hosting Morley Stanwood there in District 72. Big Rapids will be hosting Freeland in District 36 action. That's going to be a 5 o'clock game. And if you want all of the brackets and hosting location details, you can log on and find them at MHSAA.com. We'll probably have some previews coming out early here this next week, so you can be on the lookout for that at Big Rapids Daily News on all of the numbers and breakdowns of all of these districts in baseball and softball action. Whew. That was a lot of scores. I'm going to take a quick break. You're going to hear some commercials, and then I'll come back, and we'll give you the interview with former Big Rapids standout and now NHL player Brad Marek. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on the West Michigan Sports Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the West Michigan Sports Show, presented by our great friends at Dezos Digital. We will leave you with an interview for a guy that has now been able to live out his dream and will continue to hopefully live out his dream for many years to come. He was a former Little Tyke on his skates in the Big Rapids area, played for the Big Rapids Cardinals and the Ferris State Bulldogs in the high school prep levels as well as the collegiate level, has played phenomenal at the junior level, and is now at the big time, the big show over on the West Coast. It's Brad Marek of the San Jose Sharks stopping by as he has returned from his NHL season for some off time and some off-season training and some good time off. And he was gracious enough to come into the studio, and I've had the fortunate honor of meeting Brad before this year and being able to chat with him as a former Bulldog. And he's a great dude, fantastic dude. Can't say enough great things about him. And the fact that he came in to do an interview with this show, absolutely honored to have him. But he's a guy that has dreamt of playing at the NHL level. He knew he could do it at the college level. He started to realize that and made the jump early of eligibility to go play at that next level at the development camps with San Jose in Arizona, and has now found himself with the Sharks, and is one that also dreamt of being a professional athlete. And I can tell you that I wanted to play in the NFL. That was my ultimate dream, but the Lord had different plans with my 6 foot and 135 pound frame. But it's so cool to see Brad being able to live out his dream. And he was fortunate enough to come on in and tell us his story about the dream from Big Rapids to ending up in San Jose for playing professional hockey. Brad, thank you so much for joining us, man. First off, how's San Jose, man? You're out with the big club on the West Coast. A little different than a small town Big Rapids. What's been the biggest differences so far out west?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of differences. The lifestyle out there, the cost of living's pretty expensive, but it's a lot of different culture that you don't see in Big Rapids. But it's for sure nice to be back and to be home, and thanks for having me. Absolutely.
We'll start with the big question. You got to see a locker with a professional hockey jersey with your last name on it. Just talk about that moment, especially really kind of looking back on the memories and obviously the dreams you had as a kid to one day be there, and then boom, there it is.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot from my family. I wouldn't be here at all and have that opportunity without them, with all the sacrifices they've made and the things that they've done for me and supported me to get here. I can't thank them enough, but seeing your last name in one of those stalls is pretty surreal, and it's just one step closer to where you really want to be, and that's the NHL.
Absolutely. And you spent a lot of time with San Jose Barracudas, which is pretty much the equivalent to their minor league system. And you've obviously had some interaction with what it sounds like some of the bigwig NHL guys that have been there, the veterans. So just talk about some of the things you've learned, especially in your first real year and some time now where you've been up with the big club as opposed to, development leagues and as well as college when you were a Bulldog not too long ago.
Yeah, no, and like you're saying, like you ended there with the Bulldogs, I can't thank the coaches there and the guys there for everything that they did for me and helped me get to where I am now eventually. And I still, watch all the games and support them. But back to the topic of, the big club and seeing those guys like in training camp and all that stuff like around the rink. It's just how they go about doing everyday things is next level, and that's why they're there. And that's really cool to see, and was really good for me to see, like, oh, you know, I got to take this pretty serious. It's my job now, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll ask the question I'm sure many people are asking out there. NHL to college, what's the difference, and how much more of a step up is it?
Yeah, it's definitely a big step. Not as big as I don't think from junior to college, because in college you're still playing, you know, grown men that are really skilled, especially in a tough conference like the CSAA. You know, that was good for me to play older guys and help me swing into it easier. But I would say the decision making and you know, very little room for errors, and you know, there's guys always behind you that are wanting your job, so you got to keep that in the back of your mind too.
Yeah, and when it comes to training and obviously really taking care of your body, it's a much longer season than in college. What's been the biggest experiences and biggest things that you've kind of grabbed in the process of, yeah, these are things I need to do just to keep my body well and really a well-oiled machine for such a longer season?
Yeah, I think just taking every day in the summer. Like, I took some time off here, but, you know, with playing 72 games on a pretty rigorous schedule, it can beat up on you pretty good. Like in college, you're playing 32. So, you know, you're adding a lot of games on there and playing in the week and practicing on the days you're not playing. So get about one off day. And, yeah, I think just, you know, staying in the gym, keeping yourself honest, eating good, and, yeah, being as, I don't know, learning the game always. You're never not learning the game and always taking in everything somebody gives you.
Yeah. Has there been somebody, especially with the Barracudas or even the Sharks organization, player-wise, coach-wise, that's really kind of helped you with this transition, especially here early on in your career?
Yeah, all the coaches there were really good with me. Obviously, being a young guy coming in, my first year pro, it was good learning experience with them being, you know, hard on me still, but, you know, like, this is how it's going to be if you want to play where you want to play. And so I think that was really cool. And with the guys, they were all great, but there was a handful of them that, yeah, definitely took me under their wing and really helped me be more comfortable right away.
Yeah, for sure. Has there been a moment where you've had your welcome to the NHL moment? Any sort of skater you've ran into in your time training-wise, or anybody that kind of got you a little starstruck?
Yeah, actually, that's funny. We were in NHL training camp, and it was one of my first reps of this drill we were doing or whatever, and it was a one-on-one drill, and they dumped a puck in, and you go battle somebody for 15 seconds, they blow it down, you skate down, and you do it at the other end. And the guy I was going against was Tommy Hurdle. So, I mean, he's got 15 years in the NHL, and I didn't even play a pro game yet.
Oh, man.
And super nice guy, though, like they all are, especially out there. Mike Greer, the GM out there, he's done a great job, you know, bringing in great players, and it's tough right now through a rebuild, but he's doing the best he can with what he has. So it's been a lot of fun and a lot of cool guys to see.
I believe it. I'm sure with our BRN folks, they're probably wondering, any wings out there that they listen to that you've ran into? Any good buddies that you've met now?
No, not a bunch. I mean, I know Carter Mazer, and he's in the Griffins, and you know, playing against him pretty much my whole life. And he's a outstanding hockey player and even better person too. So, when it comes to the wings, no, I know a couple draft picks or whatever, but some of the younger guys, I don't really know any of the older guys.
Okay, yeah. You still got time.
That's right,
of course,
that's right.
For sure. But really taking it back, you obviously had a great career at Big Rapids. You had played in the prep level as well with club level and juniors. Really just talk about, when was that moment when you thought, wow, I think I can really do this. I think that this is a possibility for my career.
I think I went through some different stages. Obviously, I thought I had committed pretty young to Michigan State originally, and I was 16 years old, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, seeing the facilities there, it was great, and it was awesome. Obviously didn't work out. They switched coaches or whatever, and but it worked out so well for me, you know, being able to come home and really be able to, you know, spend time with my family and have that support. I know I wouldn't be where I am today without that backbone. But yeah, I mean, it's been really good. Like, I think after my first year at Ferris, when I had some success, I realized that could have been an opportunity to play professional hockey. I think that was the real moment.
Yeah, and especially with a lot of Bulldogs alongside of you, coaches and as well players that you played with and some before and after that are now at the pro level. I mean, just talk about that Bulldog footprint that you've seen. And I mean, I'm sure you've had interaction with a lot of those guys too that have also wore the crimson and gold, and just how that feels being another one that has been able to make it to the big time from here in Big Rapids.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Seeing it more and more is great, especially being from this town. I love this place, and I'll always come back here and call this place home in the summers. Yeah, I mean, playing against like Jerry Mayhew this year, we were playing in Charlotte and played against him and had a couple big hits on him, and he didn't like that too much, but we laughed about it and then talked about it after. But that was a pretty cool moment for me too, watching him play and have successful years at Ferris, and he's still doing really well, and he's still a really good player. You look at Ferris's coaching, where they send guys and their coaches in the NHL, their coaches, high level junior, high level college. Like Ferris produces a lot of really good coaches as well as players. So it's awesome to see.
Absolutely. One last question for you here, Brad. Thank you so much for joining us. There's a lot of kids, I'm sure, that are probably listening to this, and they want to be in your shoes. They want to lace them up at the level that you're at right now. What is the biggest piece of advice that you give those youngsters in their journey up to try to get to where you're at and play on the NHL level?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could say, put in the work and do all that, and yeah, that's all really important and very good to eat healthy and do everything like that. I think the main part of it is super corny, but you just got to have fun. Like, if you're not going to go anywhere if you don't have the fun, because then you're willing to make those sacrifices and battle every single day, because that's what you want to do and you love to do it. You just got to have as much fun as possible. Absolutely.
Have fun. It's a game, not a job.
That's right.
For sure. Thank you so much, Brad, for joining us, and we can't wait to see what you do up here in the fall.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome stuff. Can't thank Brad once again more times for being able to be here on the show. Big thanks to you, the listeners. Be sure to subscribe, follow along at WBRN.com for more episodes. I got to get out of here. We'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming, and we'll see you same time, same place next week on the West Michigan Sports Show here on News Radio WBRN.